Hey, here in Prospect Park with one of my favorite trees. This image really doesn't capture it that well in the blinding sunlight. By the boathouse. Really just precious place. By the famous Camperdown Elm. These fabulous, long, sinewy, muscular arms of the tree that rock as my hands are on them and extend out from what I call the heart of the tree. Here's this other one, right? Two arms. It's kind of sweet when you find a tree that mirrors our humans' forms of the two arms. And so many people are drawn to this tree. And as we get closer to the tree, what's such a special treat about it is that this intersection, you can see that's got this shape, is like right here where a person's heart is, or they can lean into, and it's got this beautiful yielding quality here. And I'm just wanting to experiment a little bit with capturing the kind of movement and relational awareness practices that I do here. So, wow, what a blessing to lean my heart against this heart of the tree. Very conscious to make this video friendly here. Lynn Roberts, the one who brought the teaching called Shamanic Reiki into the public, and I've drawn a lot of inspiration from. She's studied with a lot of indigenous traditions, and I can't remember the name that she calls it in her books of just leaning your head right against the tree and dropping down in your awareness and tuning into the tree like you would tune in with a lover. And that way you can experience that sense of melting in the distinction between self and other. It's something that happens in one's perceptions. For me, with the trees extending down through the base of the tree, through the roots into the earth. I'm going to turn this around here, right? Base of the tree, roots into the earth. This tree with this voluptuous, talking about lover, right? Voluptuous, very full, flowing root structure. And then up through the up-thrusting branches into the crown of the tree. This tree is actually one of the slower trees to have leaves, which is interesting. There's still this upsurge of energy from the earth is what that tells me. So I'm going to show another practice here. That was a kind of a, what I call a static practice, leaning in, dropping in, opening that heart awareness, brow awareness to the earth. And now come out here. And what I'm doing here is just kind of feeling myself in relationship to the tree. It's kind of improvisational dance practice. What does it feel like inside as I move in relationship to the tree? Now I do that kind of dancing with friends all the time. I don't go onto a dance floor and just do set dance steps. I feel my relationship to the space and then how I want to respond based on what I'm seeing and how my friends are moving. So that's the same sensibility, right? What is the shape of the tree inspiring me? How do I want to move in relationship to the tree? It's a conversation. So that's the sensibility you're going to see. And what that does is it helps me to feel more fully what the tree's expression is through its form. And if at the minimum, I'm getting to feel the tree more fully as a thing, as a form. On another level, perhaps I'm tuning to the consciousness of the tree, and the tree is pleased that someone's really paying attention and that some kind of communication gets opened between me and the tree. I'm certainly making space for you, dear listener, viewer, as well as within myself, to hold all of that loosely. And here's what the practice looks like for today. Yeah. Now it's interesting, having made that contact as I did in my own heart center, I'm actually feel more of this like almost direct flow between my heart center and that space in between the two branches. That's really interesting. Like I still feel so close, as if I'm connected. Yeah, wow. Right. It's almost too close back there now, so I'm gonna pause. I'm not sure how interesting this is to watch, but just let the movement happen inside me. So this is a taste of my practice with this beautiful tree that I love so much. And then what I would do, as I'm doing right now, is kind of really going the distance from the tree. And I notice in my own heart, does that feeling of connection that I started feeling when I was 10 feet away from the tree, right? What's happening to that now from way back here? Yeah, right. Yeah, so it's different. And what's interesting is with that is that my visual perception of this tree is different based on what's different. Seeing through my heart. One of my favorite writer on trees, Stephen Buhner, talks about, developing that heart consciousness. So that's what this practice does for me.
It's the back of the boathouse.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Leave comments and your own thoughts on this. Love to hear them. Thanks.